For the last couple of months, I've been trying to reevaluate my goals in life, especially when it comes to this YouTube channel, my own career, what I want to study, etc., etc., and all the projects that I want to be involved in. And it's hard being a human sometimes, especially if you are in a positive direction in life where everything is possible. You have so much potential that it's almost too much. Imagine yourself being a straight A student and, well, you got A's. Now you are heading out to university and there's so many options for you. But if you had been an F student, or let us say a C student, right? You have decent grades, right? But not straight A's, of course. Now your options are limited. But imagine yourself being a straight A student. And because you literally have straight A's in everything, you have so many options that it is impossible to really choose what you want to do, right? And now you have two universities, top universities, then there's a extremely big likelihood that a big possibility for you to actually attend one of these universities. You have a shot at both. But you can't decide. When we try to live our lives, we want to live with so much potential, but when we strive forward, we get so many options, especially if we are heading in a positive direction. There's so many options for us. So it's hard to grasp in your mind all of this new information that has been brought upon you now that you have been developing yourself, focusing on your fitness, focusing on your studying, focusing on your career. Now all of a sudden you have so many options that you really don't know what to choose. In my experience, the best way to handle this is journaling. I've been writing down my goals for the next 5 years, 10 years, for the next 6 months, what I want to do in August, etc. I have a bunch of plans for August, and I've been writing these down, and I got so many goals I have been writing down. And I had my friend over yesterday and we were talking, philosophing, as good friends do, about our own goals in life, and I helped him with his, issues that he has with personal stuff, and trying to give him good advice. And I told him about goal setting and making a plan and future for yourself. And I was reviewing my own goals, and I had a bunch of goals, like 10, 20 different goals that I want to achieve in the coming 5 years. Like I want to write 10 books. I'm barely finished with my first book. I've been writing 10 pages. Now it's like 200 pages to go. But I'm on it. Slow and steady wins the race, right? And now that I have so many goals and so many options now that I've been developing myself, it can be quite filled with anxiety in some sense. You get filled with anxiety because is this the right path? But writing really helps sort it out, because now I had to think about what I value most in life. What do I really value? I value helping other people. I value giving value to other people. And then you must evaluate how you best can give value, if that is your goal. If your goal is to become the best athlete, right? That's a simple and concrete goal, right? Then you already know what to do, and you already know what are the steps I need to take in order to most effectively achieve this goal. You already know that. You probably already know that. But there are some things that you need to tweak. You need to talk to a specialist, or you need to talk to a dietitian, or whatever, right? You need to perhaps read a new books, buy a new book and read it, learn some new stuff. But with all of this in mind now, evaluating yourself through writing can make your goals seem more tangible. Because as Tim Ferriss said, everything that you want, you can achieve it. But you need to take it one step at a time. If you have 10, 20 goals, and even if you're 50 years old, you still have, let's say you live to 80 years old, right? 50, 60, 70, 80, you still have 30 years to go. You're maybe not as sharp as you once were when you were young, but still you got 30 years to go. And you can still achieve those 20 goals, but you need to take it one step at a time. And then when you write and start journaling, as I've done, I get more concise, more precise, more concrete. And I start to actually evaluate my own values and come to the conclusion that, okay, then this goal is the top priority. Because even if we have goals in our mind that this stuff feels very important to us, feels important, we prioritize it because it feels important. Whatever it may be, you want to start a family or whatever. Let us say you want to start a family. You feel in your mind, okay, now I found a wife, I want to start a family. That's my priority right now. And then you start to write about it. And then you evaluate, okay, where should we live? What school should my kids go to? Should I start saving up money for my kids so they can have a better future? And if so, may I then need to have a new goal in mind? Because then the priority gets here. And then you start to evaluate the most effective approach in order to get this goal into completion. But then you need perhaps to take the goal aside and take this new goal. Okay, I need to have a good future for my children and my wife. Maybe I need to start studying more. Maybe I need to have new skills. Then you perhaps take a course on university for a year or two. Then all of a sudden this goal becomes up here. This new goal becomes priority number one, and the family priority comes down here. But once you're finished with this, they all get replaced. So when we're writing, when we're journaling, as I've done, then you start to get precise. Then you start to realize that you have other goals, sub-goals, subsets of goals that you need to achieve first. And to conclude really is what Alan Watts said about goals and having a future, having a plan for yourself is there's no point in planning for the future if you do not live in the present. Because our constant need for planning makes us separate from the present moment. We get separated from the present. We reject the present moment because there's nothing to gain from the present because we're constantly planning for the future. But if we live in the present, and when we start to write about our goals, that's what we do. We're in this moment, right now, writing, evaluating, getting precise, thinking. Now you're in the moment. And when you're in the moment, then it makes sense to plan for the future. Because in this moment, your top priority is not to be a millionaire. It's perhaps to be happy. And generating happiness will then, as a consequence, generate a $10 million or whatever you want. So to conclude and make this approach for life or whatever you want to achieve more precise and more concrete, I suggest that you buy a book. That you buy journaling app or a book or whatever it may be. I prefer pen and paper. I do. And obviously that's because of the mind and body connection. I prefer pen and paper. And write in it every single day. That's what I do. That's what I do. I write in it every single day, every evening. It doesn't necessarily need to be goals. It can be thoughts of the day. Perhaps you have some inner wisdom that you want to get into writing. For me, this book is a compass for me. It's a map. A map is a very useful tool when you're wandering in places that are unknown to you, that are very foreign. Then you need a map. But as you go on in this place and wander around in this very foreign place with this map, you start to realize, oh, wait a minute, there's a mountain over there, but the mountain isn't in this map. So perhaps I should doodle it out in this map. So I know the next time I want to go to the mountain, I know where to go. That's the same. Your journal should be your map that you fill in. And as time goes on, perhaps you need to revisit a place. Ta-da, you have your map. You have your map. So, tread carefully, be wise, and as always, thanks for watching.